Hello, my name's Sarah, and today I'm going to guide you through a no standing yoga practice. So just connecting to your breath right now. Just noticing your breath, feel your lungs as you inhale, and then just shifting to lying on your back with your knees bent, soles of your feet on the floor. Bringing your soles feet together with your knees wide if that feels comfortable to you, or you could even just leave your knees bent with your soles of your feet on the floor with your knees touching. And I invite you to place your hand on your chest and one on your belly, and just noticing your breath and how your chest rises and falls. And just remembering that this is your practice and you can adjust your practice to whatever your body needs. And just drawing your knees towards your chest, wrapping your hands around your shins, giving a gentle squeeze, rocking from side to side. And feel your back being gently massaged. And just creating some small circles with your knees going in one direction. You might notice that this gives a nice gentle massage to your lower back, and then just taking to the opposite direction with your circles. And then allowing your knees to drop to the right hand side, placing your bottom arm outwards so it's in line with your shoulders, and then placing your left arm on top, and just on your inhale opening your left arm behind you on the inhale, just like a book, and then when you exhale, closing your left arm on top of your right arm. And you can watch your hand move with your eyes and follow the opening of your book as your chest expands, opening your heart space. And just going as natural as possible with your breath, noticing any body sensations, and then placing your top hand on your hip, and then taking an inhale and extending your arm over your head, just gently going as far as you go without straining your shoulder. Some you might reach the floor, some of you may not. And as you exhale, resting on your hip, the side of your body, and then inhaling all the way up. And then exhale. Inhale. And then exhale, noticing the stretch on the side of your body. And then rolling over to the opposite side with your knees bent, with your left arm extended, then inhaling, opening your top hand all the way out to the floor. Inhaling all the way out, opening your book. Exhale, closing your book with your top arm. Noticing the slight twist in your spine that occurs. Matching your movement with your breath. Taking your hand to the side of your body and inhale, reaching your arm over the top of your head, and exhale back to your hip. Inhale, reaching your hand over the top. Exhale by your side. Inhale, You might be able to touch the floor above you, and then exhale. One more inhalation, and exhale. Then rolling back over to your back, bringing a rocking motion with your hands behind your thighs, creating a movement of about 3 or 5 back and forth until you come back up to your seated cross-leg position. And then rolling your shoulders, creating circles, placing your hands wherever they feel comfortable. See if you can reach your shoulders up towards your ears. And then going in the opposite direction with your shoulders. So it doesn't really matter where you started, because you're always going in the opposite direction. Then taking your hands to your shoulders and then inhaling, turning left and then right, matching your breath with each inhalation and exhalation. You can go fast or slow, depending on how much you want to feel invigorated, or even the time of the day that you're doing this practice may guide you. And then walking your hands away from you along the floor, extending your torso, resting your head as close to the earth as possible and feeling the stretch all the way down your back. And walking your hands to the right hand side and just feeling the stretch all the way down the left hand side of your body. Remembering to breathe as natural as possible. And then walking your hands all the way over to the left, still keeping in this bent position. Walking your hands back to the center. And then coming back up into a seated cross-legged position. Creating circular movements with your head or any movement that you need to feel the stretch. And then coming onto your hands and knees, onto your knees, taking your hands to your hips. And just for observation, keeping your hips, or your knees, hip width apart. And then on the inhale, extending your chest, lifting your chin up towards the ceiling and just creating a small back bend. Inhale, allowing your pelvis to come forward. Exhale, standing upright. Inhale, allowing your chest to expand. Feeling that slight back bend, just gentle movements. Taking your hands to your mat and then exhale, coming into your first downward facing dog. Taking this time to stretch or create some movement in your legs by perhaps pedaling your heels up and down, wiggling your hips from side to side. And then on the exhale, bringing your knees to the mat, taking your hands to your hips, and then coming back into your slight back bend. Inhale, allowing your pelvis to come forward, opening up your chest. matching your breath. And then exhale, coming back into your stationary position. Inhale, lifting your chin, bringing your hips forward. Then exhale, bringing your hands to your mat, tucking your toes under. Exhale, coming into your downward facing dog. Keeping your fingers wide. Exhale, keeping your knees to the mat, coming back up onto your knees. Hands on your hips, extending your left leg beside you so it's long. And then just allowing your left hand to slide down on the outside of your straight leg, and then bringing your opposite arm up and over. You may want to look up towards the ceiling, opening up your chest at the same time by slightly bringing your shoulder back, and then coming back to center, and then just extending your left arm up and over while your right hand is on your hip, or even placing it on the floor. You might like to use a block, and then looking up to the ceiling if that feels okay. Placing your hands back on your hips, bringing your left leg back to center, and then extending your right leg towards the sides, sliding your right arm down your leg. Inhale, your left arm up and over, feeling the stretch down the left hand side of your body. Exhale, taking your left hand to your hip while you extend your right arm up and over. Taking your left hand to the mat if you feel comfortable, or use a block. Staring up to the ceiling. And then inhale, coming back up, placing your hands on your hips. Taking your hands to your mat. Exhale, coming into your downward facing dog. Always extending your hips towards the ceiling behind you. For some of you, you might be able to have your heels on the mat. For some of you, they may not, and that's okay. Exhale, bringing your knees back down to the mat. Coming onto your bottom, extending your legs out in front of you, and just placing your hands on either side with your fingers pointing forward, lifting your chest, coming into staff posture, Tadasana. Just slowing down, perhaps noticing your heartbeat. See if you can rest your shoulders. And then on the inhale, if you'd like to use a strap, you can place them around the soft part of your foot. Otherwise, inhaling, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bending from your hips, coming into a forward bend, using the strap if you need to. Lengthening your spine. Exhale, release. And then bending your right leg, so your sole of your foot's on the floor, but stepping over your left leg, taking your opposite arm as a leverage, and then inhale, lifting your chest, and exhale, twisting, looking over your right shoulder, closing down your eyes or softening your gaze if that feels comfortable for you. Just resting here for a moment. Inhale and then exhale, releasing your leg and then coming to the opposite side. So bending your left knee, stepping your left foot over your right leg, using your right arm as leverage as you inhale, lifting your chest, exhale, slightly twisting, looking over your left shoulder. Once again, softening your gaze. Exhale, release your arm, coming into your cross-legged with your soles of your feet together with your knees wide in Baddha Konasana. Placing your hands wherever they feel comfortable. And then on the inhale, lifting your chest, looking forward. Exhale, just bringing your chest gently forward, bending from your hips. You might just find your shoulders are just gently a little bit forward over your hips. Feeling the stretch around your pelvis or even perhaps your lower back. And just see if you can use your breath to soften any areas. And inhale, coming back up, using your hands to bring your knees together. Taking your hands by your side and just gently allowing your knees to drop from side to side, left to right, just to release any tension that you might have felt. Even windscreen wipers might feel nice for some, alternating your knees. Whatever your body feels called to do. And then coming down, lying down on your mat with your knees bent, giving them a good squeeze, wrapping your hands around your shins, rocking from side to side. Extending your left leg along the mat and guiding your right bent leg towards the left with your left hand for a gentle twist. You can always gaze in the opposite direction if that feels okay. And just by doing this, it just slightly increases the intensity of the twist. You can close down your eyes. Then inhale, extending your right leg, drawing your left knee towards your chest, giving a little squeeze, and then using your right hand to guide your left knee all the way over to the opposite side. And whenever you're doing these type of twists, you can always use a block or a bolster under your knee. Inhale, coming back to center and coming into Shavasana. Extending your legs along your mat, allowing your body to be heavy. And if you do have a blanket or eye pillow that you like to use or a bolster under your knees, just grab those now. Just creating some movement in your body by wiggling your toes or fingers, perhaps stretching your hands over your head, or pointing your toes away from you. And rolling over to your preferred side for a moment. And then using your top hand to bring yourself up into a cross-legged position. Bring your hands in Anjali Mudra if you like. And thank you. Thank you so much for attending. Your body and mind will thank you for it. Until next time. Bye.